Today I will be reviewing and comparing all of the current laceless boots from Adidas. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a video today to take a closer look at the laceless options as part of the new Adidas Exhibit Pack colorways that aren't leather. Because if you didn't know, the Koba 19 Plus features a kangaroo leather upper. Kangaroo leather is illegal in California. Everywhere else you're fine, but if you're in California, too bad. This includes the Adidas Predator 19 Plus, the Adidas X 18 Plus, and, oh, one second, the Adidas Nemesis 18 Plus. So not only are we going to take a closer look at the colorways, I'm going to rank them from best to worst based on what I like, because while these are all laceless, they do end up feeling quite a bit different from each other. And of course, we'll take a look at how they all fit and feel on feet as well. Quick shout out to Soccer Loco for sending these out for review. And if you're interested in any of these boots for yourself, you can get special pricing for SR4U fans by clicking the first link down below in the description. If you guys do end up enjoying this video and perhaps want to see more mass comparisons like this, please support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time and don't want to miss out on future content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. Now, as I'm sure you might already know, all of these boots come with string bags. I have them right here. So we're going to do some rapid fire string bag reviews. For the X18 Plus, 6 out of 10. For the Nemesis 18 Plus, 6 out of 10. And for the Predator 19 Plus, 6.1 out of 10. The Predators also come with some extra insoles and a shoe horn. The other two do not. So we'll start off by taking a closer look at the Exhibit Pack Predator 19 Plus, which is blue, red, and silver in color, with a strange addition of some neon yellow on the underside of the collar for some reason. Not something that you see when you're actually playing in the boots, but a strange choice nonetheless. Either way, this colorway looks really good in person. You can see the translucent control skin top layer does give it this almost digi-camo look where you can actually see the multiple shades of blue within the prime knit upper. The accent of the red here looks really good, and the combination with silver as well, I just think is very attractive. These remind me a lot of the Japan Predator Manias. I've also heard people call this the Captain America colorway, which I definitely see as well. And then moving on to the bottom, you'll also notice that it does have a wearable sole plate finish where it has this kind of shiny, not necessarily blue chrome, but a shiny blue finish to it where the blue color will chip away over time, something to keep in mind. The X18 Plus is without question the ultimate Spider-Man boot in regards to the color scheme. It's a nice bright red for the upper, and I've seen some people comment that they look orange. Trust me when I say in person, they are very, very red without question. And you can see with the skeletal weave construction, it actually has some white threads kind of running through the upper that again, just really fit that Spider-Man theme. You're going to find the chrome Adidas stripes here on the lateral side, all red across the top. The heel liner, however, is a nice blue accent, which I really like the look of. And then moving on to the sole plate, has blue plastic at the heel, even for the heel counter, which is not a wearable finish. Then you have this chrome, basically mirror finish. You can see my camera setup right now. That is a wearable finish. Very cool looking, but again, this will chip away over time. And then there's the blindingly bright solar yellow Nemesis 18 Plus, which, as you can very clearly see, is pretty much solar yellow all the way through. If you're looking to stand out, these will definitely do that for you. Then it has this really nice kind of satin chrome finish in blue to the Adidas stripes on the lateral side. Same thing goes for the 360 Agility bandage branding right here. It's got a dark pink color for the Nemesis logo there on the back. And then the sole plate, as you can see, is a chrome yellow that I am not a huge fan of. Keep in mind this is a wearable finish, with the stud tips being kind of a translucent pink that I think should be a little bit darker to match this on the back. But either way, the neon yellow is the star here. And again, if you're looking to stand out and be bright out there on the field, these will do that better than just about anything else out there. If I were picking out of these three boots based on aesthetics, my personal favorite is the X18 Plus. But when it comes to actually playing in the boots, they're actually my least favorite of these three. And that is not to say that the X18 Plus is bad in any way. In fact, my personal favorite boot from the Adidas brand is very similar to this. It's just the X18.1. I really feel like the adjustable lacing system you get on that boot makes for a better fit, at least on my foot. And that's really the key here with all of these laceless boots. Because they're laceless, once you slide your foot in, if it doesn't match totally perfect, you're not gonna have the greatest experience. It's very important that you find the laceless boot that matches your foot type as closely as possible. And out of the three in today's video, this is the widest and the highest volume of the laceless boots on offer from the Adidas brand, which might be the opposite of what most people would expect, given that this is the brand's flagship speed boot that you would expect to be more narrow and just have a tighter fit in general. Now, that's not to say that these are exceptionally wide, but you definitely will notice when you put these on that there's more volume than normal and there's more width. The thing about the laceless system on this particular boot is that it really doesn't have a lot of stretch to it. The shape is pretty much predetermined. So what a lot of people have found with this particular boot is when you put it on, if your foot's not pressing directly against the top, there typically isn't enough lockdown. And based on my foot being a little bit more flat, I just don't find that I get the amount of lockdown that I'm looking for from the X18 Plus. But if you have a higher volume foot or a higher arch, this is probably the one laceless boot that's gonna work out best for you. My second favorite out of these three boots would be the Predator 19 Plus. And I would go as far as to say that out of all the laceless boots on offer from Adidas, including the Copa 19 Plus, and this might come as a surprise to you, this is the most comfortable one out of the box. The upper on this boot, being a full prime knit with the forge knit through the middle, is just super soft and super sock-like. This is legitimately one of those boots that you put on and it requires no break-in time whatsoever. That's what so many people like about the laceless Predator. Across the top of the foot, the laceless system that is effectively holding your foot in place is this stretchy prime knit material, which means in regards to overall lockdown, it is probably the least secure out of all the Adidas laceless boots. But when you partner that with the overall comfort and given that the boots fit you properly, it's not that bad. It really is a matter of what you like. I think in general, if you're one of those people that likes that super secure locked in feel, laceless boots in general are probably not the way to go. But if you like a more relaxed, kind of comfortable fit, you're probably really gonna enjoy the Predator 19 Plus. As far as overall fit is concerned, believe it or not, I would actually argue that this is probably the most narrow and lowest volume option out of all the laceless boots from Adidas right now. So if you have really wide feet, while I still think that you'll be able to fit comfortably in the Predators, it's certainly not the widest on offer. Which brings us to my personal favorite of these three, the Nemesis 18 Plus. And the reason why this is my favorite is because one, it seems to match my foot type the best, and two, I think that the laceless system has just the right combination of stretch, but also lockdown, meaning that it's not overly stretchy. So the design of the Nemesis is all about these 360 agility bandages, which are basically elasticated bands that cross over across the top of the foot. Then you have your touch materials in the form of the agility knit at the toe as well as at the heel, although at the toe is much more important. On the underside of this, you're going to find an actual mesh lining material, as you can see, which does restrict the stretch across the top of the foot. It was one of the issues that I had with the previous generation Nemesis that was definitely addressed with the 18 Plus. Aesthetically, I can't say that I'm a huge fan of the look of this boot, especially the collar. I really think that this kind of rise piece on the medial side is really a little bit strange looking, but once they're on, they definitely look a little bit better. But in regards to just fit, feel, and overall performance, from a laceless boot on my feet specifically, this is the one that works out the best. It does have a more snug fit overall. I would say they're a little bit wider than what you'll get from the Preds, but not quite as wide as what you'll get from the X18 Plus. And in terms of volume, I'd say it's kind of middle of the road. So probably for most people, this is the one that's gonna fit you the best. But again, it really just depends on your specific foot type, and you won't really know what fits you best until you actually have them on your feet. I think the important takeaway from this video is that if you are interested in a pair of laceless boots, while you might want the Predator, you might fit better in the X, or while you might want the Nemesis, you might fit better in the Predator. It's very important to match up the right boot to your foot type in order to achieve the best laceless experience. If you're looking for more detailed information on any of these three boots, there are longer reviews with all kinds of details on my channel. Go ahead and look that up. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at all of these boots on feet. So on feet, the X18 Plus, like I mentioned earlier in the video, just doesn't fit me particularly well, but it might be different for you. It's a higher volume fit, and because I have a slightly lower volume foot, and I'm slightly flat-footed as well, I really find there's just too much extra dead space across the top of my foot all the way through the forefoot and toe box area. Not to the point where the boots are unwearable, but they're just not as secure as I'd like them to be. If you have a slightly wider foot with a higher volume shape, as well as a slightly higher arch, I think this is one of the laceless boots in the Adidas lineup that's probably gonna work out for you quite well. Now the Predator 19 Plus definitely fits me better than the X does, But again, it's one of those instances where it doesn't match my foot type exactly the way that I'd like it to. It's much lower volume through the toe box and forefoot area, which is actually a little bit tighter than I would personally like it to be. It gets better with a little bit of break-in time. But then when you get to the midfoot, I've always found with this Predator, the 18 Plus and the 19 Plus, that there's just a little bit too much stretch in the laceless element for me, where I just don't feel as secure as I'd like the boots to be. Again, something that I feel just works out better for me with the 19.1 lace variation. That just has a much more locked down feel. But again, if you're simply after a very pure sock-like type of fit where it's not squeezing your foot too hard, you're really gonna like the fit of the Predator 19 Plus. Now the Nemesis 18 Plus is the one that fits me the best, and I think you can even see that just based on an eye test. Not really a great indicator of how good a boot fits you, but I think you can see it with the laceless boots that this just wraps my foot more closely than the other two laceless boots from the Adidas brand. I really feel like the volume pretty much all the way through matches up with my particular foot type, and the laceless element, like I talked about earlier, doesn't seem to have quite as much stretch as what you have from the Predator as an example, which means that the lockdown you get, while not incredible, is sufficient and definitely does allow for a comfortable fit for me to play an entire match without experiencing any kind of discomfort. Definitely not my favorite boots from the Adidas brand, but if I'm picking a laceless pair to wear out of all the synthetic models, these are it. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in any of these boots for yourself, there is special pricing at the first link down below in the description. Go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions for me regarding any of these boots, feel free to ask them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.